and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new on here, my name is Tonia. I'm a travel and a lifestyle vlogger, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the things that I wish I knew before visiting Paris, and some of the things you would wish you knew, right? That's how you say it, right? Well, you get what I mean, okay? So let's not stress me. Let's just go into it, okay? The first thing on my list is hotels. I want you to know that you're going to pay a very big price for a very tiny space in Paris, because Paris is one of the most toured cities in the world, okay? The price is generally very high and the hotels are so tiny. The hotel we stayed in was so small that after we dropped our bags and baggages, we couldn't move around. We needed to be walking side by side like this to get to the bathroom. The hotels are very small and old. And if you're a person that is planning to travel with many other people, I would say that renting an apartment would be better than staying in a hotel. If you rent a hotel, say for example you pay for a double, is it king or queen size bed that they call it? If you're the unlucky one, the queen or king size bed will just be two single beds joined together. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like, not the regular huge queen and king size bed that you know. So at some point our bed starts to separate when some things starts to happen on the bed. One thing that is still a bit annoying to me till this day about Paris was the Paris tourist traps. And you guys know what? I'm going to make a whole video about Paris scams and tourist traps, because that's a whole other video. There are so many tourist traps in Paris. When you go to a restaurant, do not ask for the English menu, okay? Because I promise you that if you were to compare the English menu and the French menu, you will find out that it is totally different, because French menus are usually going to be meant for non-tourist people because they speak French. You don't speak French, you're a tourist, so they're gonna make your prices a bit higher. I didn't know about this thing until recently while I was traveling. That was when I learned this, okay? So as you travel, you learn. The biggest one is that they're going to give you a certain deal, and at the end of your payment, it's going to be a totally different deal. So let me give you guys a practical example of what happened to us. We went to a restaurant, and at the beginning of the menu, we were told that, you know the way they do this all you can eat thing? Yeah, in Italy we do a thing called all you can eat, where you can basically pay a certain amount of money and eat as much as you can. In this case, it was a deal where you could have first course, you could have appetizer, main course, and dessert, all for 20 euro. That's what the menu said. We confirmed it, and that's what the waitress also said, okay? We asked that specifically because we've had an initial experience that was like that, so we needed to confirm. We confirmed with this lady so we can have all of these things. What it says 20 euro, and in bracket it said all of the things that you can do with 20 euro, okay? So it said that we can have all of these things for 20 euro. Mind you, that was not the case. We sat here, we were like, good deal, 40 euro for two people. We're great, we're good, we're on point. We then went ahead and we ate. We had our appetizer, then we had the main course, and then we had our dessert at the end. Drinks were not included. You can have dessert and all, but you have to pay for drinks. Drinks generally are between 3 to 5 euros depending on where you're going to. So at the end of the day, we were looking at spending around 50 euros, right? Only for us to finish, and the menu said 82 euros, and I was like, how? Like, how? And she started explaining so much stuff that confused me that I didn't even know what she was saying anymore. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna confuse you and be like, oh, when you add tax, when you remove this, oh, this wasn't part of the deal. What? Why didn't they tell me from the start that you can order all of these things within this amount, but you can't order this particular one because it's not part of it? That's what they're supposed to do, but because you're a tourist, they're gonna let you do whatever you like. And at the end of the day, a meal that is supposed to cost $20 will end up costing $35 to $40 per person. And I'm telling you guys this because it happened to us twice in Paris. Another thing I want to tell you is, if you visit Paris during its peak seasons, it's always going to be crowded, okay? Always. So if you go to Paris, say during summer or during Christmas, it's going to be freaking packed. If you go to the Louvre Museum, the pyramid thing, there are going to be people like everywhere, and you're gonna have to take pictures with everybody in your background. Some people, they go during the time when it's not the peak of the season, and you see them, just them and the pyramid, and you'll be like, how did they do it? You go and there are like thousands of people at the background because you went at the peak season. So you need to know the difference. When you hear about Paris, a lot of people think about all the popular museums that they can visit and all of that. I want you guys to know that you can get the same satisfaction from visiting churches. Do your research, okay? Find some good churches with good history, with historical feelings to them, that you can visit too, because most of these museums, if you visit, you have to pay to enter, you have to pay to do a lot of things around it, while these churches, most of them are free. Nobody will collect money for you to go into a house of God. Don't be like, oh, I'm only going to go to museums. You can also go to churches. Another thing you need to know is a lot of places in Paris are free for kids and for people like under 26 years. So when we visited Paris, we went to watch the movie Cat, and when we went there, we were told that if we were under 26 years, we would pay a certain amount of money. So I want you guys to get this tip because it's good, because it can help you save money. They might tell you, oh, it's €5 per person, and you are going to calculate your kids and add them in there and pay way more money. If you knew that it was free for kids, then you could only pay for you and your husband, for example, and not have to pay for your other 2 kids. So now that you know, give me a thumbs up. Thank you. So let's talk about plugs for a minute. In Europe, generally, they use this kind of plugs, okay? 2. I'm sure this is the American one, right? Right here, look at it. So if you were coming from the States, for example, or from a country where this is how your stuff is, you need to bring something like this, that you need to buy something like, you see, this one has 2. So when you plug this to the wall, you can then plug your charger to this place. So that's one thing I really needed to point out, because a lot of you don't know. You just pack a bunch of stuff and come here and you're unable to use that. So another thing that I need you to know is that Parisians are very amazing people. Like, they're nice. They can show you where you need to go. They can answer your questions on the street. Also know that a lot of Parisians, like especially in restaurants, waitresses might not be nice to you. Like, they might frown their face at you if you ask them too many questions or make them go up and down. I remember very well when we went to that restaurant to eat, an older man and his wife came in, and she gave them a seat in front of the restaurant, but they didn't like that place. They wanted to go to the back of the restaurant where there was not enough light, and because the place was an open space where you could see outside from inside the restaurant. They didn't want that. They wanted somewhere a little bit private. And when they asked to be changed, the lady was frowning her face, like she was sad about it, and she was like, go, like she was like, just go wherever you want to go, like more like she was giving a nonchalant, I don't give a attitude. Also, another thing you need to know in Paris is you don't have to give tips. If you want to, that's totally okay, but you don't have to. So if you are to visit Paris, try their local cuisine, try their local foods, okay? Try lots of nice things. Like the hotel that we stayed in was constantly giving us croissant as part of our breakfast. It's a normal breakfast in Paris. So try croissant, try their very popular snail. I don't even know why I did it, because when I saw the menu, I picked snail thinking it was my Nigerian kind of snail that I know. The Nigerian kind of snails that I know are big snails, and you remove the main meat, the main snail, out of its shell. But the one that they do in Paris is they are going to give you the snail in its shell, and then they're gonna cook it like that. They're gonna put some green sauce in there. So you have to use your fork to pick it out, and you can drink the sauce, suck it out, anything you want to do. But that is one very major local dish in Paris. So when you are in Paris, make sure you try the local foods. Make sure that you eat as much as possible if you can afford it. Do like a street food tour. You're always gonna see something going on in Paris where they're gonna be like street food things going on. If you go during Christmas, OMG, you're going to see a lot of like Christmas markets where they're going to be selling all sorts of foods. So if you were to visit during those very festive periods, make sure you try as much food as you can, because there's every possibility that most of the food you're going to try in Paris might not be cheap where you're coming from, or you might not even have it at all. In Paris, they have Ubers, they have taxis, they have city buses that you can take around. One thing I also didn't know about moving around in Paris until I got there was that there's this joint taxi thing that they do. So what that means is that you can pay very little amount of money and you can join taxi with other people. So instead of calling one taxi and paying, say for example 25 euro to go somewhere, you can do a joint taxi where there will be you and maybe two more people, one in front, two of you at the back, or one in front and three of you at the back. So instead of paying 25 euro, that amount is going to be shared between the all three or four of you, and you can pay it together. Well, the downside of this is that you don't know these people from Adams, so it's going to be hard to want to share transportation with people that you don't know. But when you take buses, you don't know all of those people. The difference with buses is you can be alone in a whole row, but this one is a normal car, so there's possibility of you being with two or three strangers, but it is cheap. Okay, you can pay 13 euro instead of 25 euro for a taxi because you're joining with people and they're gonna drop you in the closest like bus stop to your place, and by the end of the day you're only gonna be walking 3 to 5 minutes to where you need to go to. And sometimes if you live like very outside, they're gonna drop you right in front of your hotel or your apartment and you're just gonna walk in. So that's one thing I didn't know until I went to Paris. So hopefully you know now. That's probably the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're new, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, break it, destroy it, and do whatever you like with it, okay? And give this video a thumbs up. And if you're planning to go to Paris, let me know in the comment section. If you've been to Paris before, let me know some of your experiences. If you know some of the things that I wish I knew before I went to Paris and that you didn't know until you went to Paris, share it in the comment section also so other people can learn, because I'm pretty sure I don't know everything. Most of the things I've said are based off of my experience. I am sure you have a different experience. Share all of that in the comment section. If Paris is still on your bucket list to travel to, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope this video motivates you, and I hope this video, yeah, you get the point. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Ciao.